So another thing that's typical in August is comparing differences in maturities, differences in plant dates, which is again a very normal practice. So what we've done here is taken a look at differences in maturity. So here, as an example, we just talked about corn that is in the blister stage. Here's 105-day corn that has begun to dent. And we talk again about the maturity from the butt to the tip of the cob. You see these kernels that are beginning dent, okay? And denting is the final developmental stage before black layer. So, you know, that's 105-day corn. Now, here's the same plant date, same management style in 115-day. Is this genetic? Yes. Is this environment? Yes. So, you know, my suspicion is that some of the earlier maturity hybrids this year will fare through this dry weather a little bit better than some of the fuller season stuff. Contrary to what you might historically have considered is planter fuller season, maximize your heat units, that's going to be the better yielding corn. And I can't argue with that statement. This year, however, given the dry weather, it's not uncommon that you see some maybe of the earlier maturity hybrids do a little bit better. Again, a product of the environment. Would I change my strategies going into next season and say, you know what, it's still dry, I'm going to plant all 105-day corn. I'm going to plant 102-day corn because it beat the heat at flowering, pollinated well. I didn't have to worry about moisture in late July and August. That's what I want to do. And I would be cautious with that process because here again, we don't know what the weather's going to do. And I'm all about balance. I'm all about averages. I'm all about the long term. Yes, you're going to see probably differences this year, as we always do. You're going to see differences between hybrids and brands and all of those things, as we always do. And another common question that comes up in weather like this is, where did all the Drought Guard, Verdesian, Aquamax hybrids go? Are they still around? And the answer to that is yes. They're just hidden. And what I mean by that is that they're not really being advertised as a Aquamax, Verdesian, or Drought Guard piece anymore. The market has generally trended into a Double Pro or a Roundup corn borer offered product. And the inbreds that are behind the Drought Guards, the Verdesians, and the Aquamaxes of the world are in those Double Pro offerings. Now, if you consider this, at least in southeast Nebraska, the last time that we went through a dry weather period like we're currently going through was 2012 would be the most recent one. And if I looked at hybrids back in 2012, 10 years ago, and this area of the country didn't have rainfall during the growing season for the better part of 3 months. And some of them highly managed acres yielded about 120, 130. Some of the poorer managed acres, fertility-wise, pH-wise, soil texture-wise, yielded about 80. Okay, now think about that. And some of you that have been farming for a longer period of time can remember maybe 85 and can remember maybe 78. Where if we would go through those stretches of the growing season with little to no moisture, we might not have a kernel to harvest. The corn will be dried up, done, and you were disking it down by Labor Day. We've advanced every year in this regard, and the whole inbred selection, selecting worldwide germplasm that handles dry weather better, that goes into the Verdesians and the Aquamaxes and the Drought Guard pieces, advances and gets better every year. So point here is that even though a lot of this corn is showing the ill-fated effects of dry weather, and no, it's not going to be a bumper crop year, don't give up on it. It's probably better than you think it is. And again, it's sad to see a crop that has this much potential, or did a month ago, go south on you late season. However, we've, in some areas of the state, we've lost the crop a number of times this year, only to be revived by a rainfall event or those types of things. So still try to focus on the management. We talked about looking at stock quality. You're probably going to see differences again between acres that had a fungicide on it, as a matter of fact, versus unfungicide acres. The fungicide acres would probably stand a little bit better, even in a cannibalized stalk situation. So, you know, keep managing, keep looking at it, and you'll do well this fall.